Today we're going to be talking about the Oris Divers 65
in bronze. Stole my line. Hello, Red Clock Bait. I'm Luke.
I'm Anthony.
And as I stole Anthony's thunder in the introduction there, I will say it again. We've got the Oris Divers 65 in bronze. It's been kindly lent to us by, again, our friend Jan, who lent us the Zodiac, which may have come out now. I might have not edited that one yet. I'm not decided.
They'll come out in some kind of order.
Yeah, so yeah, he's lent us a couple of watches. Absolute legend. Thank you very much for that, mate. And one of these was a surprise. He just said, oh, by the way, I've got this. Take this as well. And
it's really rather nice, isn't it?
It's very nice indeed. It really is. So this is the Bezel release from 2019, so last year. They had done bronze bezels before, but they'd only ever done them on the actual bezel, whereas this is a steel bezel.
With a bronze bezel insert.
Exactly.
And it's much better.
Yeah. So I've had this for a little while on me. It's first time for you seeing it today. What do you think?
But it's not my first time wearing an Oris Divers 65. I wore Speedmaster Kid. Check him out on Instagram. Yeah, it's fantastic. I wore his green dial.
But that was a bigger one. That was a bigger one.
It was the bigger one. And it felt not so good, actually, did it? It didn't feel fantastic. You didn't like the feel of it. So we used to really want an Oris Divers 65 before. And then that kind of put us off. We still liked it, but it just didn't feel as good as what we thought it was going to.
Do you remember when we photoshopped?
Now this feels better.
Do you remember when I photoshopped that and sent it to Oris and it came out at Baselworld last year?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, so just before everyone was making the Baselworld predictions, and we really wanted the green dial with the bronze bezel. That's what we wanted. So you photoshopped it, sent it to Oris, and Oris just sent us back a winky smiley back, and 2 days later, that's what they had released in Oris. So
either I created it.
You definitely didn't. They're not going to do that quick in 2 days.
I mean, they can do what they want though.
But bronze, I think, makes this watch feel so much better than the normal divers.
Do you? Okay. I really like the bronze, actually. I've never owned a bronze watch.
So yeah, I'm just going to get into the specs actually before you start going on with your opinion, mate. 40mm case, which we really quite like. 20mm lug width, which is obviously perfect. 47.5 lug to lug, which is not too bad. 13mm thick. And it's got an SW200 base movement that obviously Oris is fiddled with. 28,800 BPH, just a typical SW200. 100 meter water resistance, which is really good. It's got super luminova, which you'll see in a sec. It's applied differently to the hands to the hour markers. The hour markers are shite, the hands are really good. It's weird. The bracelet, obviously, even though it's 20mm lug width, it tapers down to 14, which is a big off-put for me. Really? It's too thin. It's like almost like a lady's watch when you turn it over.
Oh, I'll have a look. I'll have a look properly in a sec.
It is. So, yeah, it's a bit strange.
Now, I noticed one thing then. You said 100 metres water resistant. You said really good. Is it? Yeah, for a dive watch. I mean, okay.
It's a bronze watch. You're not going to be taking it into the sea too much because you'll just end up with green fungus everywhere.
An enemy.
An enemy. It looked like the underside of a ship. Yeah, so 100 metre water resistance, you can shower in it, you can do what you like. It's got a screw down crown, so...
Now, the bronze is actually, I mean, this isn't an old watch at all, but it's already started to patina really well.
Like, it looks lovely.
It does.
It looks lovely.
Lovely it does.
Lovely it does,
lovely.
Yeah. No, it does look lovely. And the date's in the right place.
Yeah, I really like a date in that place, you know, because in the 42mm version of the 65, they have the date at the 3 o'clock position, whereas this...
At 3 o'clock I don't mind. 6 o'clock I quite like. 3 is my preferred. 6 is close second. 4 o'clock pisses me off. It's just not right. So I'm happy where that is. It looks good.
Okay, you're happy with it?
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
So it's got this kind of real dark navy dial as well, which is...
When you shine a bit of light on it, it does start to pop.
Catches that, it pops the blue, but also them hour markers in the PVD and the hands, they just absolutely...
Yeah, because it's rose gold PVD around the hour markers on the hands, isn't it?
I mean, like you said in your little spec check thing that you did, it's 13mm thick or 12.9mm thick, but a lot of it's taken up by this huge double dome sapphire.
Which adds character to the watch, doesn't it?
It just fits in with a vintage vibe they're trying to go for. And I know vintage is still like a popular, thing to go for. And I think...
We all like it.
I do. And I think this is... They've absolutely nailed it. I think it's a great looking watch. I think it's sized perfectly. It's sized very similar to a vintage sub. which isn't a bad thing at all.
No.
And like you said, the only thing, the contentious issue for you was this
That
taper.
clasp, it just tapers down. But what is good going for it? It has a nice milled clasp at the end, so at least you get that out of it. If it was a press clasp, I'd be really annoyed. But milled clasp is good. But down to 14 mil. I know it's normally 16 mil on most watches, but
if you look at every single
link, it goes down
by about a millimeter, and it's unusual. It doesn't offend me that much. Actually, I don't mind.
It doesn't bother me when it's on that much. It's only when you kind of catch it and you see it. Whereas like obviously this speedy, there is no taper. It's just straight down. That looks nice. It looks substantial. I don't like anything that dainty on my wrist.
Does it just feel? That's exactly the word I was going to say. Does it just feel dainty? Which I don't know whether that's a decision they've done on purpose to make it feel like a vintage watch as well as look like one. I don't know.
Maybe
that's something I've just
it might be a conscious decision, and I might be wrong in saying that I don't like it. But obviously, as I say, opinions are like arseholes. So everyone's got one. And the worst thing for me, obviously, is still including that bracelet. It's got faux rivets.
Oh, you're not a fan, though, are you?
They really, really annoy. There's no need for it. Just stop doing it. Oris, Tudor, get your act together. Nobody likes faux rivets. No one likes faux rivets.
One thing that's actually quite similar to the Tudor as well, it's funny you're going to say that because I was just about to mention Tudor, is again the crown's very similar with the lacquer crown guards. Again, it's that vintage look. It does. I mean, the thread on the screw down is huge on this. Look at it.
Yeah, the way it comes out. There's not many turns before it's all the way out.
Look at that. That's well happy.
And another...
happy to be a watch.
Another piece of this watch which really kind of... again annoys me, and I realised it's not just because of it's only what, 1,200 quid, 1,250, something like this for the price.
I think it's about £1,600.
1,600 quid.
I think so.
More expensive than I thought. Still worth it, I think. But the bezel is crap. It looks nice, obviously, but the bezel action. So it's 120 click, unidirectional, but the back play and the wobble. Oh, look at that. It just annoys me. There's no need for it. You can get a Christopher Ward for 600 quid, and it has an amazing bit of bezel action with very limited backplay, and you've got this. But then I was in we were both in the Blancpain AD the other week.
That plan there as
it's a £10,000 50 fathoms, and it's got backplay, wobble all over the place. Absolutely ridiculous. But it's a shame because the bezel looked absolutely nice. But you're more inclined. I think you'd be more inclined to use the Blancpain 50 fathoms diving than you would this. You're just not going to do it, are you? This is just an everyday office diving watch,
it's just a nice looking, perfectly...
But listen to the bezel. It just sounds clunky and horrible. It's a clumsy bezel, a very, very clumsy bezel. And as it's something... I mean, I'm not putting any pressure on that. Look at it wobble. It's not.
I don't know.
That's not acceptable.
Really, to be honest, when I'm wearing a diver, I don't really touch the bezel, so that's why I haven't noticed that. The one thing I did notice that is a negative towards it. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're touching on the bad things. We're touching the good in a sec. Mm-hmm. But is the lume is really surprisingly bad. Now
that's what I was saying. The hands are loomed really well.
Yeah,
because it is super luminova, but the hour markers.
Crap. I think they've put. They've put
faux patina,
and it's. I mean, but I don't know how they've messed up that badly because
like
that
a radium look, isn't it?
But that coffee stain that you've done on some of your watches that you've ruined, like
that I've ruined. I think they look fantastic.
But the Seiko with the coffee lume that you did, or whichever it was,
I literally
shining straight through.
I spent 20 minutes scraping on coffee lume, and it's still more lumed than that. So I'm not too sure what Oris have actually done there.
I don't know, but
it's a lovely watch that's slightly flawed for me.
Yeah,
it needs less of a taper on a bracelet. It needs better lume because the fact that the hands and the hour markers look different annoy me, and that bezel, that would stop me buying that.
I think it's all fixed.
Even at £1,000, that'd stop me buying
think that's all fixed. Maybe apart from the bezel because it'd be the same bezel, but by looking at a different Divers 65. Apart from the bronze, but if you like,
I want the bronze. Yeah. I like the bronze. The bronze is my favourite. I really like it. I really want a bronze watch or a watch featuring bronze. I do want one, and I thought that might have been it. But it's not. It's not.
Okay.
It's not for me, unfortunately. It's flawed in too many ways for me to really appreciate it. I really like looking at it. The dial is lovely. It's got such a depth to the dial, especially when you see it in daylight.
The dial for me is the highlight. But the way it plays with that with the sapphire, the dome sapphire, the way it catches, you don't need lume on the hands and that because obviously if you're under the water it won't. But if you catch it in the right light,
But I like my lume to work. If I have a proper vintage watch, then yes, fair enough. Lume's not going to be working. You're buying a brand new watch, lume needs to be working.
Yeah.
It's important to me. The bezel action is important to me. Bloody hell, I might as well go and get a Christopher Wald bronze. For half the price.
I'd like to try one out.
Half the price.
Yeah, half
and
the
you know
price.
the bezel action will be better.
But
And that's worrying.
the thing for me,
And the movement's no worse. That's a Solita SW200 movement. So
But I think
what am I getting out of that I'm not going to be getting out of a Christopher Wald apart from a much better logo and position?
I think you'd be getting a thinner watch and a better wearing watch because when that's on the wrist, it wears so well.
That's a
and
very good point, actually.
that's my main thing that I go for. With
Being that
watches.
classic size, yeah.
When I'm buying a watch or looking at one, two things that you have to go. It needs to look good and it needs to wear well, and that for me wears perfectly.
It is a fine watch. It looks absolutely fantastic. Obviously, it's the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But when you've got it in your hand, you've just got to be aware of that taper makes the watch feel a bit too weird. It might only be 2 mil, but it's 2 mil too much. You notice
Every mil counts.
Every mil counts. So
all
my
know that,
wife.
lads.
So my wife keeps telling me. The Luminova, when it's a brand new watch, that might bother some, and the bezel, I know that's going to be bothering some. So you just need to make a decision. Can you accept that kind of wobble? Can you accept the lack of lume? And does that taper make it feel a bit meh? I don't know.
For me, like I said, I don't mind a taper at all. That doesn't offend me. The bezel,
it does, doesn't it?
it's just not as well made as you'd expect. Really, the bezel. I mean, here we go. Click forward a little bit.
Yeah, and then look at it.
But that's going back at least a millimetre. At least.
It's probably the worst bezel we've been playing with Seikos and everything today. It's the worst bezel I've played with. Apart from the Seikos that I've ruined that are seized.
I should have bought that Vostok.
The Vostok, okay, fair enough.
But yeah.
So in summary, it's an okay watch. It is an okay watch. It doesn't meet the expectations I had for it.
Did you prefer the Aquis we had in?
Yes, the Aquis. So the Aquis is £100 cheaper, I think, than at that size. £1,500, and I prefer that watch.
I like the Aquis, but I prefer that. I prefer that, but just from a looks point of view, I think that just wears perfectly.
Oh, from a look point of view, then the Aquis doesn't beat that because that's more what we tend to go for. But as a better built watch, more value for money, the Aquis wins hands down for me. I still stick to that is the best holiday watch you can buy for that price point. I'm happy with it.
Let us know your thoughts. If you've got a 65 or if you fancy one, let us know what you think.
Yeah, am I being too harsh on it? I don't think so, but yeah, maybe owners of 65s.
I think that summary made it sound a bit negative. I really like the watch.
I'd still be happy with
it's
one.
just that you have a couple of flaws. You wouldn't be buying one. Let's put it that way. I don't think you'd buy one. Whereas I still would buy one. 100%.
No, so there we go. I won't buy one. Luke will buy one. I'll borrow it as and when the bezel starts to disgust me really badly, I'll just give it to him back.
Summary done.
Yeah. So if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, share it about, drop a comment below on what you think, and yeah, we'll see you at the next one. See you.
soon.
Bye.